YouTube, what is going on? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we got a video here by Rev desu. Hasan Piker crashes out over Asmongold is concerning. So yeah, as we know guys, we've kind of been watching this whole Hasan Piker thing, I think because of the Trash Taste podcast. Him going on the Trash Taste, the #1 podcast for anime, and it's still the drama unfolding. I wanted to see what's happening because I'm betting this is over the Trash Taste incident. So I want to see what's going to happen. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Tell me what you guys think. And of course, let's just jump into the video. Let's go.
So today we're once again talking about Hasan Piker. Now I think most people watching this video are aware of the unhinged takes he's had over the past couple of years. However, over the past... Hey, what's up guys, Rev here. So today we're once again talking about Hasan Piker. Now I think most people watching this video are aware of the unhinged takes he's had over the past couple of years. However, over the past week or two, we've seen an increasing level of desperation and really just frustration from this man because his ego has been attacked thanks to two events really at large here, and those two events being his appearance on the Trash Taste podcast, where he was met with a bombardment of dislikes and negative comments.
Yeah, I guess what happened was he was on a podcast. I guess what happened was he was on a podcast where he didn't So I guess what happened, he was on a podcast where usually it's not a podcast about politics, and Trash Taste kind of miscalculated the impact of Hasan being on their platform. So they felt it, I heard Connor's response. Connor responded, CDog VA. It's a bit, he's kind of informed, but at the same time, yeah, he needs to recognize that, yeah, Hasan Piker is a no-no on their platform.
The other event being his dethronement as the top political streamer on Twitch by Asmongold, a title that only Hasan cares about, by the way. But today we're going to be looking at some of his more recent unhinged takes and how he is doubling and tripling down on these comments and also attacking other popular content creators as a result. And also, we have to start this by basically setting up two camps of people who talk about Hasan Piker, right? You have the sycophants and the glazers versus what I think are the normal people who hear some of the comments he's made.
What did he say? The sycophants and the glazers? What? That is too funny.
And they're just disgusted by what they're seeing. Now, that's very evident by some of the reactions on social media we've seen over the past 2 weeks. On the one hand, you have glazers like Slates here making an entire article talking about Hasan, saying this: "Who's afraid of Hasan Piker? He's hot. He's dangerous. Young men actually listen to him. Is he what Democrats are looking for?" Well, if I was...
So with Hasan, I think he's a victim of self-awareness. I said this in my previous video. He doesn't understand the position he's in. And as well, when you're a type of person like Hasan, the moment you speak about controversial situations or topics, you kind of get sucked in. You're going to be also looked at as a controversial way because it's kind of the nature of the beast. Controversy and controversial topics where you have to think hard, are very difficult and hard for brands. That's why, doing these political topics, not many content creators or even celebrities, I would consider Hasan a celebrity, would want to do these type of topics that he does, so it kind of paints him in a negative view. I'm saying I'm not agreeing with any of his takes because I barely watch Hasan. I'm mostly an Asmongold fan, so when I see Hasan, I see him through the lens of Asmongold or Rev desu. So yeah, I don't know, I
was a Democrat and this is the answer to all the problems, I'd be very, very nervous right now. But the other camp, the normal people, are reacting to some of the dredged up clips that he's been responsible for over the past couple of years, and they're quite disgusted, not surprisingly. So on TikTok, some people have been sharing a particular clip of Hasan where people are saying this with 36,000 likes when Hasan says it's okay to R-word white women. Now, everyone who defends Hasan will be like,
wow. Yeah, he does. He's like Sneeko in a sense. Like, he just says whatever comes to his mind. A lack of self-awareness, he's just weird, man. I don't know why he does this. And like, dude, he could go in this whole political way in a right way, not the way he's going. There's ways to do it. You know, I don't know, man.
A lot of content.
That's why I don't do political content, because it's just like you're contradicting yourself. You know, you're saying one thing but you do the complete other, or you do the one thing that you criticize, you the person that's doing the same thing that you criticize. You know.
Well, here's the context in case you're curious.
They were at least Patrick Henry College is like doing one good thing, which is that like if you have these fucking millionaire, billionaire, wasp fail sons, at least taking them out of other colleges so they can only do date rape to other billionaire, millionaire failed daughters is like, in some respects, you know, from a utilitarian perspective, of course, a little bit better. You know what I mean? Like,
that's great. So he's min-maxing
yeah, and that's Hasan. Yeah, terrible take. What, like, dude?
Wording of women. That's great. What a great guy. I'm glad apparently so many people are listening to him. But the most recent comment that's been getting a lot of attention is this clip right here. It's a very simple one. We talked about it a few days ago, but let's remind ourselves of what we're dealing with here.
There's about $50 billion estimated that are lost every year in Medicaid, just in fraud alone. No.
if you cared about Medicare fraud or Medicaid fraud, you would kill Rick Scott.
So
yeah, that was terrible. I saw this. Asmongold reacted to this. Hasan, why would you say that? Why would you say that, brother? Like, already he's in so much hot water, and he's kind of like, you know, low-key he's shadow banned, you know, not industry shadow banned. He's kind of like shunned from every like independent media. Is kind of like, oh, I want to stay far away from this. We can talk about him, but he mustn't be around us, you know.
Saying that to a sitting U.S. official right here, which for anyone else, that would get a knock on your door from the FBI, and also would get you permanently banned on Twitch. But for him, he's still going, and obviously, I think at this point we all know he's not going to get banned for anything at this point.
Because he's one of the biggest platform creators on Twitch. Twitch serves the biggest, so yeah, and yeah, Hasan got reps up there. He definitely has people that serve him also on Twitch, so he will definitely not go anywhere.
He can say whatever he wants. Twitch is so far up his ass, they're never going to do anything about him, and it's very clear. But a lot of people have been responding, including Asmongold, because pretty much anything that happens with Hasan involves Asmongold, because basically Hasan can't go 2 seconds without mentioning the man, everything he does.
Yeah, no, the reason why everything with Asmongold and Hasan is because, yeah, Hasan can't stop mentioning Asmongold. So Asmongold is also, he also kind of low-key an asshole. He gonna also check it out and see why you say fuck me for, you know, not 50 Cent meme.
Somehow has some link to Asmongold, so I think it's very fair that he's reacting to the situation. And let's hear what he had to say about this particular clip that we just watched.
The reason why I'm saying if you cared about Medicare or Medicaid fraud, you would kill Rick Scott is because, and not make him a prominent part of the Republican Party, is because he, to this day, is still...
He repeats it.
Also known as committing the largest Medicare fraud in U.S. history.
Hasan.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
So everyone always says in these situations, especially involving Hasan, they're like, oh, you're chimping, right? You're like, you're taking these things out of context. That's the full context, by the way, which actually makes it worse. And here's some further reaction from Asmongold on that same clip.
Advocating to kill an elected representative of the government is not good.
Shocking.
No matter what.
Hot take.
Right? I mean, there's no other perspective to have.
Nope.
It doesn't matter what the perspective is. Like, you can't say that. It's insane.
Fraud or Medicaid fraud.
Yeah, it was terrible what Hasan said. Hasan, like, needs to have, like, a little bit of a filter. Because he just says whatever he wants. He can just say whatever he wants. No thought, no action. He's just talking out of his ass, like, legit. Like, I don't like that about him sometimes, bro. Like, no constructive, like, thought, you know. He's just talking, because he's literally one of those people where they've let him do whatever he wants, so you can see he's doing whatever he wants, you know. You
would kill Rick Scott, okay? You wouldn't make Rick Scott former governor.
That's crazy.
It's absolutely crazy. Ask any person on the street, 90+% of them would say this is completely unhinged, that you would say comments like this about a sitting U.S. official. But, of course, Hasan has a response to all this, including some responses that Asmongold we'll get into in a little bit later.
And that's where I think Hasan's biggest flaw is. He can't take accountability, and he's a little bit delusional because he always thinks he's right. Asmongold will tell you, yo, I'm right. I'm not saying I'm an Asmongold fan or anything. I watch his content. Some things I agree with, a lot of things I disagree with. I disagree with him with a lot of things and a lot of statements he says. But most of the times, yeah, he's right. Same thing with Rev. I may not agree with Rev 100% of the times, but at the same time, I do see the wrong in him. I haven't really watched Hasan, so for me, looking from the outside in, it's not looking good. So yeah, you know, and that's one thing which, what I wanted to say is that Hasan can't take accountability. I feel like when he's in a situation where he's kind of stuck with a rock and a hard place and he's completely wrong, he doesn't say, you know what, guys, you got me. I was wrong. I'm sorry. Let's move on. He kind of doubles down, triples down and says, yes, this is what I said. And there's nobody can do nothing about it. He's like a Kanye.
But let's start with this right here, because this is actually insane.
New Meta is trying to get you banned for being mean to Rick Scott. I wasn't even like being directly mean to Rick Scott. What I was saying was like, if the Republican Party truly cared about like monitoring medical bankruptcy, they would literally apply the capital punishment. Like if they did, they don't. And I mean, he is a world-class Medicare fraud guy. So you can cry about it all day, every day. You can cry about it, try to get me banned for it. Maybe I will get banned for it. Who knows?
You won't.
But it's not going to change the dynamic or the reality. Not going to change the.
Damn.
Not going to change what's
What is
going
bro
on.
talking about?
Same people cried about free speech in the UK. Yeah.
Okay, that's not the same thing. Talking about free speech in the UK, like people are getting jailed and fined over memes and criticizing the government. They're not getting jailed and fined over threatening or advocating for violence against officials in their country. It's completely different. This is such a ridiculous comparison.
Yeah.
I can't believe her being mean to billionaire Voldemort Rick Scott, who is responsible for the deaths of thousands. And
Jeez, yeah. Hasan, dude. Like literally he's like Sneeko, you know? I think he's the new Sneeko, you know, because this is what we call a syndrome of him being lost in the source. You know, at a certain point, you know, you must understand that, yo, you are on Twitch. You are a content creator. Like, how far does your message or your statements and your political views take you? You know, because now it's kind of like you kind of like, it's like you're kind of like bringing yourself down, you know, you're breaking your own like foundation because of topics and, you know, ideals and ideologies that don't, you know, they don't benefit you. They're more of kind of like they bring him down more than benefit him. So yeah, I don't know, man. Hasan H, bro, I don't get it.
Okay, so this is like the most childish interpretation of TOS with Twitch, or really just in general, where basically you think, oh, well, the person I'm talking about is someone I think is a bad person. Therefore, I can say anything I want about this individual with no consequence. And if I get punished, well, that's something wrong. Well, that's not how TOS works, and it's a very juvenile understanding of how it works. So let me give you a counterpoint here. So let's talk about someone that a lot of people don't like, I don't know, terrorists. Terrorists that Hasan Piker has glazed over, including Houthi pirates that he's interviewed and glazed over, including a Houthi pirate that he compared to a modern day Anne Frank, okay? People who are attacking unarmed civilians, somehow being glazed up live on Twitch. So if I talked about people like that and said,
yeah, and if we did that, we were cut. You would be cut. Don't do what this guy does, you know? I feel like Hasan, again, he's in the sneaker route. He's lost in the source. Like, you know, I wouldn't say he's like John Somali, because John Somali is mindless, you know, rage bait, you know. Whereas like him and Sneeko, the whole political views, it's like red pill content, you know. I'd kind of put Hasan in like a red pill content sphere, you know, in a sense.
These same comments that he made about Rick Scott I think a lot of people would agree or not feel too. So if I talked about people like that and said these same comments that he made about Rick Scott, I think a lot of people would agree or not feel too badly about those comments. However, I get banned on Twitch. And rightfully so, because I'm advocating for violence against someone else. That's against TOS.
Yeah.
So the fact that you think just, oh, because this person's bad in my eyes, I can say whatever I want.
Yeah, if you go the same route as Hasan, you get banned. The difference between you and Hasan, he got industry connections with Twitch. So for us, we're screwed, man. So you can't go these routes. You just kind of have to mind your own business and be a clean content creator.
Well, you probably think Donald Trump is bad. Are you going to say those same things? You're going to advocate for violence against him? Because of that, I would love to see Hasan try that. He probably will, and he won't get banned. But anyways, that's beside the point, right?
Yeah, he can actually do that. That's funny. Yeah.
Overall, just a very shallow and childish view of Twitch's terms of service, just basically to justify this unhinged behavior.
Also,
it's not that TOS. It's only when all the advertisers kind of run away. You know, that's why they have TOS terms of service. You know, damn. You know. We saw what happened with the Hasan, the Frogan, and that's what kind of made the Twitch apocalypse. You know, dude, it's just crazy, man.
The largest. Him and X were crying about it. Yeah, they can suck my entire dick from the back. That's what I think.
Well, he says Asmongold and XQC can suck his D from the back based on their criticism of his comments. Well, unfortunately for Hasan, there's no room. Because that position behind him has been taken up by Dan Clancy. Dan Clancy is nose deep in this dude right now, so there's no room for those people to do this weird request, I guess, that he's going after here. But yeah, really rich coming from him.
Who's Dan Clancy?
Asman said directly that Israel sucks, which is good to hear from him. Oh man, great.
Easy to please, dude. That's all it takes, right?
Yeah. Dude. Rick Scott oversaw the largest Medicare fraud in the nation's history.
Again, that doesn't change TOS, dude.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Defend that, Asmongold.
And defend that, Asmongold. He doesn't have to defend anything, dude. Like, you're the one making...
Dude, you're the one which is wildin'. He wildin' for real. You know, I feel like he sometimes doesn't understand. He lacks self-awareness. Like, that's the biggest thing I feel like Hasan's disadvantage. He's in such a big echo chamber. I feel like he gets everything that he wants and he just like some huge self-awareness. He just needs to like look around, bro. Like this is a man where, you know, like he understands a lot of things, but at the same time, bro, like I feel like he's hindering his opportunities. You know, because at any moment he could start being like Sneeko. We've all seen Sneeko. Sneeko was even 1,000 times worse than Hasan because he had unhinged takes on a lot of things in politics, you know. So it's same thing with Andrew Tate, same thing with all of these people. You know, these people that want to do the whole red pill type of content, eventually they do get exposed and eventually their time does run out, you know.
Making calls for violence against sitting U.S. officials. Like, this is your battle to deal with, man. These are the potential consequences of your own unhinged comments. But Asmongold would also bring up a good point about this whole situation involving Hasan and really just the platform itself, Twitch, right? Where they're dealing with a major crisis, right? They're dealing with an adpocalypse, and I think everyone can agree the main culprit of this entire situation
is
Hasan. He's making insane claims. He's sharing terrorist propaganda. He's platforming terrorists. He's saying these unhinged, disgusting things, and advertisers are pulling out.
Yeah, no, the problem is with the guy like Hasan, he's being like a Kanye. You know, you can't just say stuff and not do anything about it. Like he's saying some wild stuff and very controversial. So it's kind of like, it kind of makes the money run away because it's like, why would you associate yourself with this? It kind of brings too much negative more than positive. The positive is not that much compared to the negative pool that it brings, because controversy, a lot of things will be talked about, and it just gets weird. It gets into the realms of weirdness. You know, that's why I understand content creators like Speed or Kaisenat, or Iron Mouse, they don't fall into politics or any of that, because the moment they do, this is what happens. You know, you become too extreme, you know, in a sense that your views, your political views, your ideologies kind of get mixed up with other people's, because it's a contradiction, you know. I don't know. Yeah.
Even have reactions from US officials about some of the things he's saying and how Twitch is basically defending him and shielding him from any sort of punishment. And it's causing some big trickle-down effect on the entire platform. He talks about people like Rick Scott hurting all these people. Now, this is not a one-to-one comparison, but if you want to talk about like harming people, Hasan has literally caused so many advertisers to leave. People are having their livelihoods affected on Twitch. People who are doing this for a living are receiving less ad revenue, receiving less payment because of his selfish and ridiculous behavior.
Yeah, last year there was an adpocalypse. Basically a lot was said between Hasan and Asmongold. So then it kind of got to a point where things erupted, and then all advertisers pulled out. But I think things are back rolling now. Things are definitely back rolling on Twitch, no cap.
And also the incompetence of Dan Clancy and all of the people at Twitch who refuse to do anything about him. So talking about this sort of harm amongst other people, well, I think the response is, well, you're doing kind of the same on a different scale, of course. But yeah, it's happening there too. But let's hear what Asmongold had to say about some of the stuff we've been talking about.
I'm kind of shocked that this is happening. And I also want to say that this rise in extremism and this rise in extremist rhetoric will eventually be very, very damaging for Twitch.
Of course.
Because eventually somebody will say something. Will this be the time? It probably won't be the time.
No.
But eventually somebody will say something, and it's going to get mainstream attention to a degree that it's going to damage Twitch on a massive level. Because this type of language and rhetoric is extremely distasteful.
Very distasteful.
If you're someone on Twitch,
that's a good word. It's distasteful. You know, like it's something that is not common, you know. Not many people are saying this, you know, and especially with an influencer of his size, he has a responsibility to kind of tone it down. Or if he wants to say this thing, he must go create his own freaking platform and not do it on Twitch, you know?
Really care about your account and that platform, you should be absolutely disgusted by this behavior, because it's hurting you. It's hurting the entire platform, and Twitch is sitting there and just allowing this shit to keep happening over and over again.
Because if we see that Hasan can do it, what's stopping me from doing what Hasan is doing? That's the problem, you know?
And I think that average people see this and they find it abhorrent.
Yeah.
And the fact is that if you keep saying stuff like this and you keep doing this, you will eventually, in my opinion, like if I was Amazon and I found out this was happening, I would fire everybody at leadership at Twitch.
Absolutely. Oof. And the other thing too is with Twitch, they are a loss for Amazon. They are on life support, right? They are begging and hoping that Amazon keeps them going, because at this point, Twitch...
Yeah, because as much as we look at the creates are getting bigger, the company is dying slowly. Like, truth to be told.
Does not turn a profit. Believe that. Isn't that crazy? After making billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars, mainly due to their terrible infrastructure, Twitch is still not turning a profit. They are basically on life support from Amazon. If Amazon was halfway serious, they would pull the plug on this nonsense, right? They're giving the Twitch Primes, are doing all this stuff that are helping out Twitch. Imagine if they actually took this stuff seriously. Imagine if they actually pulled the plug on this. It'd be an absolute disaster. And I wouldn't be surprised if they do something like that, if they actually took this situation seriously.
I would.
I guess this is a corporation issue. I don't think Twitch will die anytime soon. It's still popping. You know, it's one of those big social medias that's out there. But yeah, it's just they need to take control over situations like what Hasan is doing.
Because the fact is that the people who are leadership at Twitch have allowed this to happen. And they've allowed it to happen for a long time. Years, It's not like this is just the first time it's happened. There's a pattern of behavior here. And I think that Twitch really needs to look at reining this kind of stuff in.
I mean, you literally have the CEO
to.
of Twitch, Dan Clancy, coming out and singing happy birthday to Hasan just last year. Like, it's absolutely insane. He's fully aware of everything going on.
Now that means he's a top viewer. He's a top viewer. Like a lot of people watch Hasan. He has a lot of views on his channel. So that's why the CEOs don't do that randomly. They know he's the cash cow. So yeah.
With Hasan and all these controversies, and he just doesn't care because he's glazing this dude up. It's insane.
Like, I've said things that were out of pocket before.
Of Twitch, Dan Clancy, coming out and singing happy birthday to Hasan just last year. Like, it's absolutely insane. He's fully aware of everything going on with Hasan and all these controversies, and he just doesn't care because he's glazing this dude up. It's insane.
Like, I've said things that were out of pocket before. One of them I said I did get reined in for.
He did.
And so I don't think anybody should get permabanned for any of this in a lot of cases, but there need to be suspensions for openly calling for violence.
Hot take, apparently, in the year
True.
2025. Calling for violence, especially political violence, is somehow something that it's a hot take to say someone should face consequences for on a platform. Like, it's crazy.
It is a hot take. That is funny. Yeah.
The fact that, for example, Asmongold got a 2-week suspension for his comments about Israel and Palestine, and yet Hasan, with the endless list of things he said.
Yeah, no, because Hasan overdoes it. Asmongold learned that, yo, if I say this, it killed him, you know?
Also his goons, who have also said crazy out-of-pocket stuff, they face nothing for all of this. Like, again, I'm beating a dead horse here, but the comments about Rick Scott in particular, you say that as anyone other than Hasan, you are banned within 24 hours, probably within the hour,
True.
right? And it might be a permanent ban.
True.
And somehow the dude's untouched. And he was talking about like, oh, well, I might get banned. No, he's not going to get banned. At this point, there's nothing he could do that would get him banned because Twitch has made it very clear where they stand on this dude. And what I find the most hilarious is the absolute echo chamber this guy exists in.
Yeah.
He is very, very
He is in a heavy echo chamber. I feel like that's also another thing that's holding him back.
confused as to why there's no positive coverage on live stream fails. Why would you think anyone's covering you positively when you're saying the most unhinged stuff? Let's listen to this.
They can be like, oh, I hope that nobody says anything positive about Hasan. You know what I mean? That's like... That's the one way that they can like try to control the narrative, to be like, oh, please don't say anything positive about Hasan. Because there was a couple instances where I like said some shit about Asmongold, and because they fucking hate Asmongold even more than they hate me, you know, every now and then a post goes live on there and they just can't like cut it before it you know, it pops off.
What?
But oh, the Mazda AMA.
I don't know, dude. This guy must just chill off him and Asmongold. Like, y'all are on the same team but are fighting each other. Like, what the heck? These are Twitch streamers, but they're fighting each other to be #1 on Twitch. Come on, guys. Come on. Y'all are on the same team. Y'all should be doing a lot better.
Yesterday, and they're getting destroyed by Epstein questions. Oh yeah, I'm sure the mod team consisting almost exclusively of people who that same head mod added in September after removing everyone else's shining light on checks and balances. Yeah. Gisephus used to be a mod. I know. He used to be a mod at LSF. They fucking kicked him out. And now the head mod has entirely changed the fucking team to be Destiny Dick Riders.
I mean, you probably noticed the theme if you've been paying attention. He blames everything on Destiny. Like, everything that's happening to him, or any, like, negative response to him is because of Destiny. Like, for example,
No,
personally, I don't give a
it's him.
shit about Destiny, right? We're talking about what he has said
It's him. It's not anybody but him.
over and over again. These unhinged comments, and it has nothing to do with Destiny. Who gives a shit about Destiny, right?
Nobody gives a
But
shit.
anyways, that's the situation. Very messy.
Yeah, difficult. Yeah, if you don't agree, you can dislike. If you agree, like the video. Please tell me what you guys think. Of course, I'll see you guys on the next video. Tough situation. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out.